Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? It's Positive Poppy, baby. We are out here today with my guy, the dopest photographer up and coming, Will Andrade.
Yo, what's up, man?
How
Thanks
you
for having
doing,
me on.
man?
I'm doing
Bro,
great. I'm doing
thank you
great.
for hopping on.
No, yeah, I appreciate it, man. I've been dying to be on a podcast. Kind of with this whole quarantine thing, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. So, it's time.
Hey,
It was time for me to be on one. You feel me? So, thanks for having me
bro,
on.
that's called creative manifestation right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, bro, let's just, keep it simple. What's your favorite color and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know people are probably gonna. I probably get backlash on this, but because I know people always say that it's not a color but a shade. But I like black. Black is like my favorite color
Ooh,
shade. Um, I don't
ooh,
know why. I just as far as like all my accessories or like all my cameras are black. I
yup.
don't know. I just like how discreet it is and like at the same time yet it tells so much. I don't know.
Mm,
Something about that color is just it kind of goes with everything. And I don't know. I like all my stuff kind of to have kind of like a connection in a way.
okay,
So like
okay.
I feel like if I try to get anything I buy, if I could get it in black, I'll try to get it in black.
I
Except for my
love it,
car.
bro.
My car is actually white. But yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing you could own. That's black.
Yeah, I know, man. But I guess I just didn't want to have to deal with washing black cars all the time.
That's true. With the black, you have to fucking swirls and shit.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I'll skip on that. But no, bro. Actually, black's my favorite color. All I fucking wear is black.
Yeah, me too. I just decided to wear the Kobe tee. You feel me? I had a rep
I feel
today.
that. Respect, respect.
I had a
See
rep.
that's the only time that you could wear non-black is like for that kind of moment.
Yeah. I feel you. All my clothes is black too, man. So I gotta change it up here and there. I
I
got
feel
like
that,
5 pairs of black pants. So
bro. Legit, when you walk in my closet, it's like a fucking cartoon character. It's just like all the same outfits.
that's funny, man.
Bro, okay, so tell me, what's one word to describe yourself in one word and why?
It's a tough one. I don't know. I never thought of it, but I don't know. I definitely can say I'm passionate about
Mm,
my craft. Um,
okay.
because I spend a lot of time and like money too on like a lot of my personal work,
Mm,
and it's a lot of time, and I know that it's just driven through passion. Because if it wasn't for that, I definitely wouldn't be doing like all my film work. Definitely, like a lot of it is like not. It's just funded through myself. Like nobody's paying me for these photos, and
yeah,
So yeah, it's just driven through pure passion. Because I know one day it's definitely gonna pay off, and it's
right.
been showing this past year. I kind of been pushing myself more and more,
Hmm.
and I can definitely tell like I've been getting more recognition for my work. So definitely has been paying off.
Yes, bro. I think that's the dope thing that I'm learning as I grow as a creative myself is the stuff that's really going to get you more gigs and get you noticed is the stuff that you do for yourself, bro.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I've been photographing for about 8 years now, so like it's been a learning curve. Even till today, like there's always new things that I'm learning. And
Yeah.
one thing that I've realized is that um, sometimes like my best work is sometimes the work that I want to post, not that I think like, oh, this is gonna do numbers or something like that.
Right.
Something like really simple literally be my best work. And
I mean that
um,
shot behind you, bro, is fire as fuck with the wheel, the tire behind you.
oh yeah,
So hard.
this is actually one of my favorite shots. It kind of that actually kind of like signifies point in my career that like helped me like inspire me as well. I actually shot that at the music video set for Reasons, Flick It Up, with the TDE
Fire.
artist. Yeah, and that kind of
Shout
like
out
helped.
Reason.
Yeah, shout out Reasons, shout out TDE, shout out Primo, who is the director of that
Amazing.
video. He actually put me on. And it's cool. It's actually a cool story. I could probably get into it. It's kind of a long story, but I can get
Wait,
into
wait,
it
wait.
because
Before we get into it, are you selling
yeah,
those prints as prints? I want one, bro.
I am actually. This is actually already sold. This one's
Okay.
already sold, but I do have more prints, and I could definitely make
Bro,
more too, for sure.
yes, I need one for the
Yeah,
house, please. That's
I got
filthy.
you. I got you on one, bro.
All
On the
right,
house for
bet.
sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, they're definitely on sale. I'm gonna be posting up some more. This
Tight,
one
tight.
I actually developed in the darkroom, so it's on actual fiber paper.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
so it's
Yes, just let
legit.
me
It's like a
know how
legit print.
much. I got you. I want that. That's filthy, bro.
This one's sold already. Actually, this one's already
Wait, but
sold.
do
But
another one. Do another one.
yeah,
Ah.
I got you. I got you. But the
See,
thing is that
look,
right
I'll
now,
take this shit out. Get this shit out of here. I'll put that right there.
I got a couple other shots, some fire ones too that are on fiber paper. The thing is that
Yeah.
I developed to print my photos like in the darkroom. I use the darkroom at school. So
Oh,
actually right
bet.
now, since campus is closed, I can't really do anything. But I've been developing
Dang.
my film at home, and I just scan, but I can't print. I can't enlarge them. What it's called.
You're developing it
Um,
at home, bro? That's tight.
yeah, man.
Okay,
I'll get into
wait.
that
We're
after.
getting
I'll get
so
into
sidetracked. Yeah, yeah.
that.
Tell me
No,
the
yeah.
story first. I want to hear the
All
story.
right. So pretty much, one of my friends, Dynasty, shout out Dynasty. She actually hit me up on Twitter asking me if I wanted to go to a TDE video shoot, and I told her, hell yeah, I'm down, because I'm from Linwood. So for those of you guys who don't know, Linwood is borderline Compton,
Yeah.
borderline Watts. So growing up, like in high school, TDE has always been my shit. That has always been like my label of choice. As far as artists, like K-Dot, Isaiah Rashad, they've always been like top notch, like in my category, like
Yeah.
if not my favorite rappers, right? So I was like, hell yeah, let me pull up. I'll definitely go. And then they ended up turning that video shoot into a public shoot.
That's
And
tight.
yeah, so I pulled up in Carson, right? It's like Dell's Liquor in Carson.
Bet.
So I pulled up. I took my camera. I took my RZ67. Let me grab it. I can actually show it to you. It's actually this one, which I
Oh,
shoot most of
bro,
my stuff on
is
for.
that medium format, right?
Yeah, it's a medium format.
Oh,
So
bro,
it's a
that's
tank,
sexy as
as you can
hell.
see. Yeah, it's a nice camera.
Dang,
So it's definitely an eye catching, like a conversation starter. So I took it
that's
with me,
fire.
and there was a bunch of other photographers there too. A lot of cool people that I met that day. But yeah, it kind of goes to show that like networking kind of like helped me out there. I kind of just showed
Mm,
up, not even part of the crew or anything. I kind of just showed up and was just taking photos on the side.
yeah.
And one of the directors actually seen my camera, and he kind of was just like, "Oh shit, like you're shooting like medium format." And I was like, "Yeah," and I started chopping it up with him, and he kind of was just like, "Oh yo, dude," because I told him I was like, I don't want to be in the way. I don't want to be that guy. I always
Tight.
hate being that guy. Like I always respect people's boundaries and people's
For real.
space.
There's
And
always that one photographer that's in the fucking shot. Like, what the, like, bro,
yeah.
like,
So yeah. So there's like 20, 30 photographers there that day. I'm not even kidding, bro. Like hella photographers. And
yeah.
but me and my buddy Vinny were the only ones shooting film. Actually, yeah, my buddy is 70 millimeter. Shouts out to them. We
Bet.
were the only ones shooting film there, and I mean, obviously, we kind of like stick out because
Right.
of obviously because of my camera, because it's the fucking tank. It looks like an old ass camera. So that kind of
Fucking
like got
musket
me
ass
in.
camera.
Yeah. So one of the assistant directors, he was like, "Oh, dude, don't worry, bro. Like, just come with me. Just stay next to me. Like, I got you, bro. Like, you're
Fire,
legit." That's what
bro.
he told me. So I was like, "All right, fuck it, whatever." I kind of just went with it,
Yes.
and yeah, I was like kind of like up in the front, like pretty much. Like he was like, "Yeah, dude, don't even worry about it. Like, do your thing." And
That's tight.
yeah, so then I ended up meeting Musa from TDE that same night, and I got his number. So Musa's actually one of the labels. Like he's like a manager, so he
Okay,
he
bet.
he manages a lot of the TDE artists.
Tight.
So I got his number, and I ended up just messaging him like, "Yo, this is my number. Here are the photos." He kind of got back to me, but he's a busy guy, so I figured. But
Right.
I ended up posting the photos. So I literally went back home. I developed the photos that same night. I spent the whole night scanning. I think I was like scanning till like 6 in the morning, and like I had school the next
Damn.
day. Yeah, it was crazy. So, and the reason why is because like all the other photographers there were shooting digital, right? So I have to
Mm.
keep up with that turnaround.
That's true.
I had to keep up with that turnaround because I wanna show all my work too. You feel me? So
And also,
it
like
doesn't
with
make
this,
sense.
with that industry too, like within the music world, it's all about timing. Like it's about who's the fastest.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, let's be real. Like, no one's really patient nowadays. Even myself, like, I
At
am the least
all.
patient person at all. So, like, if you tell me, oh, I gotta wait a week for my files, come on. I mean, from a client perspective, that's okay. But if a lot of people want to see it then and there. We've gotten used to that.
Right.
That we want to, like, we're so used to just taking a photo, like, oh, let me see it, just turn the camera on.
It's so true.
So, yeah,
Instagram fucked it all up.
yeah, for sure. So then that moment, like, I ended up scanning all those photos. I filmed a lot of film that day. I shot a lot of color film, a lot of black and white film, and
Sick.
I think the black and white film really stood out. And
Is it
and
hard
the
to develop color versus black and white or anything?
it is different. I find color to be a little more harder because you have to keep the chemicals at the right temperature. So
Oh
there's
fuck.
definitely a lot of more leeway when you're developing black and white. You can get away with more error.
Word.
Whereas in color, any slight like temperature change can change your color cast that you get on your negatives. Yeah, so it's
That's crazy.
definitely scary. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
yeah,
My bad. My bad for
shoot.
interrupting.
That's not good. I
I'm
know
so
it's a long
curious.
story.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just so
yeah, but
curious.
yeah, so I ended up sending the photos. I didn't think too much of it. I was just kind of like, oh, these are dope photos. I posted them on my Instagram, and like people were fucking with them. So then, I met some guy named Marcel there as well.
Okay.
Marcel Mantras. He works for TDE as well. He's like he's like a casting agent for them. Like he casts
Word.
people for videos and stuff like that. He does other stuff. Yeah, shouts out Marcel. He just dropped an EP.
Shout out
But yeah,
Marcel.
shout out Marcel. He actually put me on because he was like the first one that I met that day that like kind of helped me out. And he
Right.
actually texted me the day after. Once he saw my photos, he was really fucking with them. He texted me if I wanted to pull up to another video shoot that they were doing for Reason and a Schoolboy Q shoot for a new song they haven't dropped yet, and it's gonna be a new video. They haven't released it yet. Keep it note, this was back in November. So
Wait, was that
I
the
was
one
like,
that was shot out in like Riverside?
nah, this was in LA. We shot
Okay,
this in
bet.
LA, but they shot part of it only that day. So I pulled up, and then Musa was there, and Reason was there, and I already had the photos and the scans on my phone from the shoot. Look it up, which was like a day or two prior, right? So then,
Shit.
keep in mind we were like in a small studio set now, so there was less people, and it was just pretty much like the TDE people, me, and some models that we were using for the video. So it was a smaller environment, so I was able to talk to them like on a personal level compared to as at the video shoot where there's like at least 100 people there.
Right.
So I was able to show them the photos on my phone, and they really liked them. They were really fucking with them. And of course, I didn't think too much of it. I kind of was just like, oh, that's dope. They like it. Like, that's it, right? But
Right.
then John Primo, shouts out John Primo, the director, he he really liked them, and I ended up emailing them to him, and he ended up using them for the video. And
That's hard, bro.
yeah, so it was actually I was really honored that they actually used them because there was like a lot of photographers that day, and they ended up just using my photos. So it was fire. It was dope. It was definitely a boost of inspiration, and
Right.
it opened a lot of doors to me. I um, met a lot of people through that. I ended up getting some photos of Dom Kennedy through that video shoot.
Yeah, shout out Dom
So
K.
yeah, it was actually Jorge Peniche who kind of plugged me up. He
Oh
which
shit,
is
no
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Nips photographer.
Nip's
Oh,
photographer.
CD.
Yeah, Nip's photographer Jorge Peniche. He followed me on Instagram. Um, yeah, I met a lot of people through that reason. Through that reason shoot, a lot of artists followed me, and there's an artist called Life. Shouts out Life from Compton. He's actually fucking blowing up right now. But
Shout out live.
yeah, I shot a couple times with him, and he posted a photo with King Lil G that I took of. Well, King Lil G posted a photo that I took of him, and I'm assuming Jorge Peniche saw that, and
Mm,
then since Jorge Peniche shot a lot of medium format, or he does, I don't know if he still does, but I know he did a lot in his prime, like when he was
yeah.
shooting with Nip. So he followed me on Instagram, and I thought that was crazy, and
Right.
because I always fuck with his photos, and and then yeah, I just reached out to him like, yo, that's I appreciate the follow, this and that, and then we chopped it up for a bit, and he told me he wanted me to shoot some portraits with him, and honestly, like, you know me, I just told him, hell yeah, you know, like let's make it happen,
Shit.
and
What, bro? That's fucking
yeah,
filthy,
so
dog.
yeah, so it was an honor, you know, and you know, time passed. Like he was busy. Like it didn't end up happening, but he ended up inviting me to his son's birthday party because I had offered to like take photos for him. And that's
Word.
the thing. I wanna tell people like, you know, sometimes like you wanna when you're networking, like you wanna offer something. You know, like you don't wanna just you want to bring something to the table, like, you know, you don't want to just show up
Every
and be like,
time.
oh, let me just, you know, let me just hang with you guys. You can't do that, you feel me? You got to bring something to the table. So I offered Jorge Peniche to, like, I was like, yo, if you need someone to take photos or video for your son's party, let me know, like I got you, because I do event photography too, and I do event videography too.
Tight.
So he was like, nah, he's like, you know what, I appreciate it, but I actually already got someone doing that. And then it turned it out to be one of my homies, Maximo, who was doing it. So shouts out Maximo. He's the homie. He actually was there, so I pulled up, and yeah, I fucking pulled up, and I see Dom Kennedy at in the taco line. Keep in mind, this is a small party. Keep in mind, this is a small family party. You feel me? So if you see someone, like, you're gonna say what's up to them, right? So I
Right.
saw Dom Kennedy, and I'm a huge Dom Kennedy fan, and I had to say what's up to him. I was like, "What's up, Dom? I'm a big fan." Um, I didn't say that actually. I was like, yo, I fuck with your music. I don't want to be like a fanboy at the same time. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
I wanted
Right.
to keep it cool, but
You kind of like respect,
um,
you know, like, what's up, Dom? Like,
yeah,
good seeing you,
yeah,
bro.
exactly. I had met him. I had met him before,
At the
but
video
I
shoot,
met
right?
him. No, he was somewhere. I had met him at Roof LA a long time ago. He had like an appearance, and but keep in mind, there's like hundreds of fans there to see him. You know,
True.
whereas at
True.
this party, like everybody's there for Jorge's son. You know, and Letty's
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
So like for him, everybody there is our friends pretty much. So he
That's
was
tight.
cool. He was cool. Like he approached me with a different manner, you know.
I feel that.
And then yeah, like later through the day, I told him like, yo, you mind if I get some portraits of you, bro? I had to ask, you know, like my
Of
opportunity was there.
course.
Yeah. So then he was cool enough. He was like, yeah, let's get some right now because I'm gonna leave soon. He told me that. So we went outside.
That's
This was like
tight,
in a
bro.
banquet. Yeah, this is like
Because
in
he
a
could have for
banquet in
sure just
LA.
blown you off.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If I'm pretty sure if we were at some random spot, he would have said no for sure. Like he would have been like, "Who the fuck are you?" You feel me? Um, not to say that he's like that, but
Well,
I'm just
yeah.
saying like I mean most people are like that. Like, why do you want to take a photo of me? But
Right.
I guess because we're in a small space where everybody knew each other, he felt cool with it, you know. So we went
That's tight.
outside. I snapped a couple of photos. I didn't want to take too much of his time, and I actually I didn't. I was too like scared of like fucking up that I didn't even meter, bro. I didn't even meter my shots, and
Oh
because my
shit.
camera doesn't have a meter, so I usually meter with my phone. I
Yeah.
have an app, and I
Yeah.
didn't even meter. So I was like, by the time I realized after, I was like, fuck, I ruined these photos. Like, and then like I wasn't gonna go back and ask them, you know, like, oh, can I take them? You know.
Damn.
So then I was like, fuck it, it is what it is, and they ended up turning out great. And you know, those are
Oh
like
shit.
some of my favorite portraits. Yeah, those are some of my favorite portraits. So
That's
shouts out Dom Kennedy.
wild.
He even posted them on his page, and he tagged me too. So shouts out.
That's tight. That's tight, bro. I think like that really goes to show like being a creative, like a photographer, it's really about just being a cool ass person, bro. You know, like don't most photographers think that there's like some algorithm or some formula to getting noticed, to getting to connect with people. It's just being a good fucking person.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, for sure. Like you wanna be on people's good side. That's for
You
sure.
know?
Um,
You're
yeah,
not out here like stalking like okay, they're pulling up, I'm gonna go and you know do this. It's like no, you just opportunity.
Yeah.
Wait. What's the saying? Success is when opportunity meets preparedness, or something like that.
I have no idea.
No, luck
I
is when
don't.
opportunity meets preparation. That's it.
That sounds about right. Yeah, for sure. And and like I said, it's not easy work. Like that whole flick it up video. I shot like around four rolls of film. I've wasted maybe like $80 of my own money. Like I didn't even get paid
Shit.
for those photos.
Yeah.
And like like some people would probably be upset, but you know what? Like let's be real. Like I didn't get hired to shoot. You feel me? Like
Right.
I was just honored that they even used my photos. So
That's real,
shout
bro.
out. Yeah.
I think that's one thing that people constantly, at least for me, because I'm a photographer as well. So it's like in the photography community, it's like people are always complaining. Oh well, are not complaining, but saying like trying to shoot shots at you, saying like, oh well, you're not being paid for this. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
count or whatever. That's bullshit. I think it's about making
That's
fucking art.
exactly. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I can definitely see the backside of people saying like, oh, well, you're not getting paid. I can definitely see that because, as a freelancer, I like this pays the bills. You feel me? But
Right.
at the same time, you gotta see the aspect that, you can't just expect someone to like let you just, you know, get a piece of like what they work for. You feel me? Um,
Right.
so like you gotta pay your dues. You feel me? So like you can't just expect for this to be given to you. You feel me? You gotta work for it. So there's times where like you do. Sometimes you do gotta do free work. And
Exactly. Put in
and
those
later on
hours.
it, yeah, for sure. And like later on, you'll notice that it definitely pays off. Um, you know, you'll eventually get paid for sure. So sometimes here and there, if you feel like the sacrifice is worth it, then do it.
Mm.
But
It's
I'm
really
not saying
like
like don't. I'm not saying don't do free work. I'm just saying like
right,
if
right.
you feel like it's worth it, you're gonna get something out of it, and you might waste a couple of your own money, or even
Yeah.
shooting digital. If it's worth it, do it. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
like
If you can benefit from it.
it's honestly, if you look at it, just like it's like investing into stocks.
Exactly.
It's like you may fucking quadruple your money, or you might end up just fucked, but at least you tried.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's real.
And
So, oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, you're good. You're good. What were
I
you
was
gonna
gonna
say?
ask you, like, what's your creative process like, bro? Because like your work is so. I feel like the best way to describe your work, what I'm looking at, is it's like purposefully staged, but not staged. Like it just looks like, you know what? You
Yeah.
capture fucking moments. You know what I'm saying? It's
Thanks,
momentary
man.
work. Like it's like, dang, like that happened. Like I can imagine the energy that was like, on the set at that moment.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
is
for
that
sure.
intentional, or is that just you?
I think it's more of like, I guess my style that I've eventually like through the years I've kind of been developing. I'm kind of more into like documentary style, and
Yeah.
I guess that's just more of my style. Like, a lot of the main reason that I started photographing was to document kind of my life growing up, and that
Where'd you grow
kind of
up?
shows. I grew up in Linwood,
Oh yeah,
California.
Linwood, Linwood,
So
Linwood. That's right.
yeah, Linwood, California. So I was born and raised there. I live in Orange County now, but I spent 22 years of my life there. My parents still live there, so I'm always there. But yeah, like I used to be in a band before I started. I used to be into music before I started photographing.
Tight.
And yeah, I used to be in a band when I was in high school, and we used to play backyard shows. And we played a backyard show one time at my buddy's house, and we were cleaning up after the show, and I found a camera, like a little cyber shot, a little Sony cyber shot.
Yes.
And we looked through the photos, and we couldn't find, like, we didn't recognize anyone in the photos. Like, keep in mind, there's like hundreds of people at these little backyard shows, right?
Yeah.
In Compton. So people know this, like the shows used to be lit back in the day.
That's
And so
tight.
yeah, that's kind of how I started photographing. Like we never found the owners of the camera. We tried to find the owners, and no one claimed it. So I ended up just keeping it. And literally, it was like the size of this. Like it's a little
Yeah.
camera,
The
and
the
I
the
literally
the,
would
the
just,
classic cyber shots.
yeah, the classic. Hey, those things are fire. It was crispy.
I have one
And
right here, bro. I love it.
yeah. So I would literally just throw it in my backpack whenever I would go anywhere, like even to school, and anytime I would see something like that would catch my eye, I would just pop it out and take a photo. and that's kind of how I started photographing.
That's
Yeah, it's crazy.
tight, bro.
Yep.
Dang. And I think it's funny, like you weren't even looking or trying. It just happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've always, but ever since I was a kid, I was always like in love with the cameras because my dad was he always like filmed us with the like camcorders and like he would always take photos. So I do have a good collection of photos and like videos as a kid, and I always as I got older, I appreciated that because it's nice. It's nice looking back. When you're a
Right.
little kid, you learn a lot from yourself, and I definitely like I wanna have my own collection of memories that I can show my kids.
Yeah.
And that's definitely the main reason why I started photographing because I wanted to have like an archive of my life. Because like besides a video, there's nothing like a photograph that can capture a moment. So
It's so
that's
real,
definitely the
bro.
reason why.
And I feel like, oh, that's my wife. I feel like
Hello.
I feel I feel like photography is sometimes more powerful than video.
Yeah, for sure. Because like my professor says, a picture can be misleading at the same time. So it leaves it open for a different perspective. Whereas
Right.
in a video, as a video, it kind of like lays itself out a little more. So if
Right.
I were to show you a photo of a burning house, you would automatically think like, so there's this photo of a burning house, right? And a
Okay.
firefighter, but like at a stand, like
Mhm.
not carrying, right? And you would think that like, oh shit, like why doesn't he do anything, right? But in reality, I think, man, I'm kind of forgetting this, but my professor told me about it. But ended up being that I think the house was set on fire on purpose or something like that.
Mm.
But to the viewer, we automatically assume like, oh, like why is the house on fire? Like that's sad, right? But you
Right.
don't know that it's a set. So whereas in the video, you would see that, because it plays out. Um,
That's crazy,
so that's
bro.
pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, that's
Well, that
pretty
goes
a
back
cool
to like
perspective.
the moments,
Exactly. Yes.
like you can create a moment in one photo that can be understood
Exactly.
as so many different scenarios.
But only you know because you're the one that took
Right.
it and you were there.
Right. How
Exactly.
fucking
Yes.
crazy is that, bro? That's
Crazy.
like some
Yes.
like magical fucking sauce.
Yeah. 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 It's crazy. I
Wait,
never
so
really thought of it
are
that way.
are you majoring in photography? Or
Yes. So I actually, right out of high school, I'm 25. I'm turning 25 this month.
okay,
So
bet. Happy
so
birthday, bro.
yeah, thanks. It's towards the little end at the end of the month, but I appreciate the early
Lit.
birthday.
I got you.
But yeah, fresh out of high school, like I said, I was really into music. I played a couple instruments still, but guitar was really my main thing. So when I was around 18, I kind of decided that I wanted to be a music teacher or something around those lines. And I went to Cal State Dominguez Hills
Bet.
for a year, and I was studying music. And I soon realized that that really wasn't for me. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
didn't like music theory. My teachers, I didn't really like them. I wasn't really, and at the same time, like I was working a lot. I was working and going to school, and it was just a lot of uh, distraction for me. So
Yeah.
I ended up dropping out a year after I went to Dominguez, and I started working full time, and I got caught up in the whole work thing,
Right.
which is fine. It happens to a lot of people, which is fine. Some people can do it, and others,
Well, that's my
it's just
question actually for you then, bro. Do you feel that, so for example, I have a 9 to 5, right?
okay,
I'm corporate as fuck. I'm an advertisement.
okay,
But yet I do hella like art shit on the side. I mean, like even this podcast.
yeah.
So my question is like, does that make an end of me as an individual less of a professional creative, or
No, 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 no. Of course not. No, it's. I guess everybody has a different lifestyle, and
right?
like my roommate, he's a photographer too, but he's also an accountant, Monday through Friday, and it's just people have different lifestyles. So that definitely doesn't take away from your creative. It shouldn't,
Right. I feel so
because
many people complain about that, or like will say, oh well,
yeah,
like they consider like your job to be a 9 to 5. But for me, I'm like, what if I want to consider like, hey, as a career, I'm a photographer or director instead of saying I'm an art director at an agency. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, and that's cool. Like I definitely respect that because I definitely know how hard it is to like work full time and like try to do your personal stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but that goes to show that like you have dedication and passion, so that definitely doesn't take away from your creative aspect. Um,
Right. Right.
no, but yeah, it's tough, man. Being a photographer, videographer nowadays is so competitive.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk
it's
about that, bro.
yeah,
Like there's thousands. I feel like every day. Also, here's the other
yeah,
thing:
man,
your style is so in right now that it's like
yeah,
everybody's trying to fucking do it, and like so I was doing film like the aesthetic. I didn't really shoot film in college because I was like fucking broke as shit.
hmm,
So I had a fucking 5D. No, one I had the very first 1D, and that shit was like worth $200 at
the
that
one
time.
D,
Yeah,
yeah,
because it
yeah,
was so fucking old.
I remember,
And
yeah,
yeah, bro. And because it shot such like low res photos, I had to throw grain on them to make it
yeah.
look
So
like it
it
was
like
intentional.
that's
and,
fire,
and
bro.
bro, right. And so
Yeah,
like I carried that style for so long, and then I'm not by any means saying I fucking started that shit. I'm just saying that
you
I
did,
was
bro. You
like,
did.
nah, bro. Because when I first started, like I kind of got my bigger break shooting with Mixed by Ali.
Oh, dope, dope.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
fire.
so yeah, bro. So it's like small world, the TDE shit, bro.
Yeah, TD,
Shout out
Ali
to
is
them,
fucking
bro.
dope.
They
Shout out to
really out here
Ali.
putting people on. Shout out to Ali for real, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure, for sure.
And it's like,
Ali and Macwap too. Shout out Macwap. Macwap's the homie.
there we go, bro. Bro, it's just so funny. It's just like making do with what I had. I had to make it look like film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how do you feel about all these people nowadays like doing that?
Um,
Because looking
shooting
back,
film.
like, well, no, like putting the fake film on digital.
Uh, I mean, you know what? Like the whole grain, like putting grain on your digital photos. I don't care. Like I like it. Like I'll put grain on my photos here and there too. Like on my digital photos. Um, I don't like when my photos are like too sharp and like too crispy because it looks
Mm,
fake. Like it looks too digital for some reason. So I
I
don't
feel
mind
it.
the grain and stuff. What I don't like though is people are gonna get mad at me. What I hate though, what I
Hit
really
him with
really
it. Hit
hate
him with it.
is the fake film borders though. I can't stand those. The fake film
Oh,
borders. I can't stand
bro,
them on photos because I don't know. Just because this is my perspective. Just because I take hours like scanning my fucking film. So like for someone to come and just slap like a preset or like a little fake layout,
bro,
man, that shit gets me hot. But
bro.
it is
That
what
is
it is. You feel
guts.
me?
So, is it easy to tell if it's fake for you? Because you're
I can.
so into it, like you're so
I
detailed with
mean,
it.
it depends, dude. There's photos where, like, I for sure when the layout, I can definitely tell. You can tell because some of them will say like unfold, or it'll be like an at, and you can definitely just tell off the back, or it'll be like you can tell by it'll have the frame number on the film,
That's guts.
and then you can just tell that like each photo on their film on that has the film border, it has the same number, so you can tell it's the same
Oh, so you
border.
had, so what? You had 10 number threes.
Exactly. Yes. So that's kind of you can tell. But as far as like regular photos, I don't know. There's times where you can kind of tell like the colors, like oh, this looks like film. Like it has the characteristics of film, and but there's I can definitely tell a digital photo from a film photo. But I don't know. Some people like have it down to the very like they're very precise with their edits. So there's
Yeah,
times where I can definitely can't even tell. But I
right.
mean that's it. But I goes to say like honestly like it doesn't matter. Like I'm not the type of person who's like, oh, I have to shoot film. Like I'm not that
Mm,
type of person. Like I personally choose to shoot on film just because I like it a little better.
yeah,
But you can create a beautiful photo whether it's on film or on digital. I think it's more
right.
about the subject matter, and composition.
I feel that, bro. Do you find yourself so like what I'm not how do I access like what is your when you get to a shoot, right? What's
Hmm.
like the first couple of things you do with like your subject? Like do you already have a whole concept, or is it kind of like a let's just fucking see what happens type thing?
It depends, man. It depends. Sometimes like I have shoots that are like more laid out, and I have like a mood board set.
Okay.
Um, and then there's times where like I think it's more of like if it's a client, if it's like someone, if I'm getting paid, I'm for sure gonna have a mood board and I'm gonna have some kind of idea of concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you definitely want to look good and you definitely want to look like you know what you're doing, right? But if
Right.
it's just like a friend that I'm taking photos of, or if, like I ask my friends to take, hey, can I take your photo? Like I'm not gonna be all crazy with it. Because sometimes like sometimes some of my best photos have been kind of just candid and like
So
it
real.
takes less direction because I feel like sometimes I feel like when I give too much direction, the subject sometimes they overthink it and they get awkward sometimes.
So
So
real, bro.
yeah, so usually what I do is like I just let them get comfortable and just let them do their thing, and that seems to always work out the best. But then there's times where like especially with my I do a lot of wedding photography, like that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of my income. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Yo,
the
that makes
brides,
fucking bread, bro. Like
yeah, for sure, for
I
sure.
shot one wedding and I was done. I was like, fuck this.
It's a lot of work, bro. It's definitely a lot of work.
That's some next
Um,
level shit. Shout out to you, bro.
yeah, like, a lot of people
Anybody
will be like, "Oh,
listening,
we
if you're
just take
getting
photos."
married, anybody listening, hit my
If you're
guy
getting
up.
married, williamphoto.com, check it out. That's my wedding site. So down the link. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, right. Follow, subscribe.
Yeah, but wedding photography, I do a lot. I do wedding video too. I do videography too a lot. I don't post a lot of my videography work, but I get down. I'm no lie, not to.
Okay, okay.
I know I know. I've been doing video for like 5 years now, so
Oh
I know
shit.
what I'm
Do
doing.
you
Yeah,
think you're gonna end up shooting? Well,
shooting
fuck.
what?
Do you like music videos eventually, or what?
I do actually. I've shot a lot of music videos, but that's the thing. I don't. I archived a lot of them on my Instagram
Mm,
just because like I kind of wanted to do. I don't know. I kind of wanted to clean up my feed,
I feel you.
and but yeah, I have a lot of good videos that I've shot before. There's one called with my homie Juice. I shot a video
Hey,
for him called what is it? Fuck, I'm blanking out. Slow something, lo-fi. I think that's what the song's called.
shout
Lo-fi
out
by
Juice and
Juice.
Lo-Fi.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube. That's a banger. I have a couple of videos that I shot. Pretty dope videos. So if you guys want to check them out,
What's your end goal? Like as a photographer, bro. Like are I'm not even gonna fucking label you, bro. As a creative, as a human being, like
what's my end goal?
yeah, like I feel
Um,
like everybody has an end goal essentially, like
yeah, for sure.
where they'll be happiest.
Well, in life, I've always been like a really simple guy. Like I definitely don't get me wrong. I like to splurge on shit.
Right.
Like I don't want to make it seem like I don't, but at the same time, like I like the simple things. So like I don't know, like I wouldn't mind like doing photo like up until I can retire, because
Right.
that's what I love to do. And like whether it's not gonna make me as much money as like another career possibly, but
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna be doing my thing because I've worked at other places and I've had opportunities come up where I can be working like a 9 to 5 and for it to be super stable, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when I
Right.
was doing that, I felt that I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I often
Mm,
felt miserable,
right.
and when I left, I decided to go full full lance, like free time, full
Hmm.
lancing, um, freelancing. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying.
I got
I
you.
felt
I'm right here
I
with
felt
you. I'm like, yeah,
I
full Lansing.
felt
I feel it, bro.
you're like yeah. So when I decided to take that step, it was risky for sure, and like there's times where like like it's kind of scary. Like I didn't have much money, but it ended up paying
Right.
off. And like I kind of use that to help push me. And anything you want to do is possible. You just gotta put in that work.
That's so real, bro. I think it's interesting too, because I feel like being a creative, I feel like those are your only two options, is to go and get a job or go and just, be happy, actually happy doing fully your
Yeah.
art, you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. But I mean, at the same time, though, like I don't want to come off like, oh yeah, it's easy. Like just do it.
Right.
You gotta know what you're doing. Because the first time I went full time, like I couldn't, I couldn't sustain my bills. It was
Mm,
hard, and I'm being honest. I can go ahead and say that like,
exactly.
oh yeah, I was making cash, but I really wasn't. Like I was making money, but it
Right.
wasn't enough to support my rent. Um, I have a car note. I have
Yeah.
shit to pay. I don't live
100%.
at yeah, I live I rent I don't live with my parents anymore, so I definitely have a lot of bills that kind
Right.
of build up, so it got to the point where I had to pick up another gig. I was in the restaurant industry for a couple years, so I was waiting tables.
Yeah.
That was a great way of income, like, and at the same time they were really flexible with my schedule, which is why I
That's
was doing
tight.
it, because they allowed me to do my wedding stuff, my photo stuff, and at the same time I could come in and pick up a shift if I needed some cash. You feel me?
That's
So
tight.
I don't want to say like, some like, oh yeah, just do it, but don't be afraid.
But also don't
It's
be
all it's
dumb.
Yes, but it's about taking chances. It's about taking chances.
That's right.
You don't know until you take that chance.
It's so real. Because, like, for me, I graduated college and then found out my wife was pregnant. Girlfriend at the time, my wife now, was pregnant. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, what? And, like, I was all about the freelance life. I was like, this is
Yeah,
tight. I was at the studio with Ali. I'm like, yo, this is tight. I'm fucking kicking it with TDE shooting. Like, this is tight. Like, my life's
yeah,
legendary right now. And then knock, knock, oh, here's your baby. I was like, oh, fuck. And so I had to, like,
yeah.
make that choice, whether I go this route and struggle longer and have my new family struggle, or I had to switch and, go corporate, quote unquote,
Yeah,
and make some bread. And, like, I think I'm happy that I went corporate because it taught me that I still could do art with even while I'm corporate. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Like I said, like, everybody has different lifestyles, and
Different strokes, different folks.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, so like you said, you have to be realistic at times, and yes, it's good to have dreams and aspiration, like like you want to have aspirations as well, but at the same time, you definitely want to be realistic, because you don't want to fucking fuck up your anything, especially when you have kids and shit like that.
Right.
You
So
definitely want
real.
to. You think of once you have your kid, you want to think of them, like, you want the best for them. So yeah, you do what's
Exactly.
best, and if that's getting a 9 to 5, that's nothing wrong with it. You know, I always felt that having a stable job like that, um, you can use it for your advantage. You can fund your projects,
True.
so
I mean, that's what I like with this podcast. Like, I feel so creatively free because I'm not looking at this podcast to pay my bills right now. I mean, yeah, I get great
exactly.
coffee. And normally I'd bring coffee and, like, we'd smoke and, like, have coffee, whatever, you know, but because of
For sure.
quarantine, solid.
We're gonna have to do a podcast round 2 soon.
I I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. We will link up and have coffee, bro. But,
For sure,
like,
for sure.
but yeah, like, one quote that my good friend Marvin, he's actually a recent episode that we just dropped. He always told me, financial freedom gives you creative freedom until your creative freedom is your financial freedom.
Yes, that's a great quote. I was
And,
actually
like,
watching a podcast recently. Oh, about what were you saying?
I was just saying that it's like so fucking real.
Oh, it is. It is. I was watching a podcast with Joe Rogan and Tim Pool. Uh,
Oh, I gotta
I
watch
think
that
Tim
one.
Pool said, yeah, yeah, it's one of the new ones. I think it was Tim Pool. He was saying that he often gets people asking him, like, how do you become such a great journalist, and like
Mm,
how can I travel, how can I get the chance to travel and cover a story, right?
yeah, yeah,
And his response was, do you have money in your account? And then the person would say, yeah, I have some money saved up, but it's for my apartment in Brooklyn, And then Tim Pool is like, well, if you want to be a journalist, your best bet is paying for your trip, going to that area or wherever you want to cover that story, and covering it on your own funds. then bring that project and show it to people, and people are gonna react off of that. Like, don't wait for someone to,
Ooh,
yeah, like you don't want to wait for someone to give you an opportunity when you can do it yourself, you know, like,
bro,
and
so
and
fucking
and that's true,
real.
dude. That's true. Yeah, for sure. Because like,
Closed mouths don't get fed, bro.
exactly, yes, and that goes to show, like, you know, like you got to put in that work.
This is
Like I said,
this is
the
me all
whole
2020.
exactly, dude.
My mouth ain't closed, bro. I'm catching all bags.
Yeah, man. So, you know, don't wait for someone to feed you. You feel me? Like you got to feed yourself nowadays. Yep.
It's so real, bro. And I think that gets so confused because social media, I think, has made people think, oh, it's just overnight. Next thing you
Yeah,
know,
and then
overnight, now, hey, I'm successful.
I
But
think I think
no.
I think part of it goes to show that, yeah, and it goes to show that like the whole influencer life, like, oh, I'm living life good, this and that, and a lot of it's fake, bro. Like I've worked with a lot of big YouTubers, and I'm not gonna name any of them, but
Yeah.
it's fake, dude. They're all fake. A lot of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about the photography YouTubers. Just
Yeah.
to clarify, I'm
Right.
talking more of like the I don't know, like the party influencers,
Got
the
you.
big,
Like the ones that do crazy shit.
yes,
We're
yes,
not
like
gonna
the,
name any
yeah,
names.
we're not gonna name anyone because I don't want people to get upset, but yeah, like, you know, a lot of it is just fake, and it's all for media. You know, it's all clickbait and shit like that.
Right.
It is what it is, but you know, you gotta do your, at the end of the day, you gotta do your own thing. You know, like you gotta be yourself. And I
It's
think
so
once
real.
once you find yourself, like people will accept you, but even more.
Well, I think that's, I mean, like I feel like I've noticed that with my own social platforms is like for so long I've had issues. I mean, I'm a young dad. I'm 25 too.
Okay.
So 25 with two fucking kids, like all my friends are going to Thailand and shit, and I'm here
Yeah.
buying a new stroller. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't
Yeah.
like I always had this issue of like I want people to see me as like I want people to see me as being dope. But then I realized
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, I've reached that point of self awareness where I've learned it doesn't matter how people view you. It doesn't matter about this. All that matters is the truth and telling a dope ass story. And my story's dope. I
Oh
have a
yeah.
dope ass family. We do funny ass shit. And it's like, you know, like I've learned to embrace the truth. And I think that's what's really helped me grow. And like I think people
Yeah.
attract to that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I also
Oh,
had like that kind of moment too.
ah shit. Ow. 1 second, my bad.
Oh,
My,
you're good.
my
You're good.
laptop's about to die.
You're good. You're good.
Shit.
You're
I had
good.
a I had a I had a couple whiskey shots earlier, so
Nice.
I'm kind of feeling it a little bit. I didn't see.
Nice. It's Saturday now, so.
Anyway, exactly. It's the freaking weekend about to have me some fun.
Exactly.
But anyway, as you're saying, my bad, bro.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, but I was just saying, like, I kind of had like I guess you could say like an awakening like that too.
Mm,
Because I've always been kind of a perfectionist in my sense, in my opinion, like against my own work, and that kind of always held me back from like showing, like creating content or like even posting content, because I always thought like, oh, like I'm gonna tweak it up a little more, or I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna spend more time on it, and eventually I would never
right,
post it. And I think I was watching a lot of Gary Vee like around last year, and then a lot of
Gary
his
V.
Gary Vee,
Yo.
shouts out Gary Vee. No, but he definitely kind of like put that through my head that like content is content, whether it's good or bad. You know, it's still gonna be better than someone not posting content. So that kind of helped me out too. That kind of like, you know, like who gives a fuck? Like
Right.
if who gives a fuck if this photo is only gonna get 100 likes, whereas in this photo is gonna might get 1,000. You
It's
know,
real,
at the end of the day,
bro.
if I like it, I like it. You know, and who am I? Like I'm doing this for myself, not for others. You know?
I think that's the most beautiful thing about being like a creative is when you get to that point like that of accepting like is that art is not about everybody else. Art's about you and your story. And I think it gets so confused easily every time.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, photography in its own is its own art. So for
Right.
you to tell someone you're doing it wrong is incorrect, because like, you know, it's art. So you can experiment, and just because you don't follow the guidelines doesn't not make it not a photograph. So
Mm.
I always see people saying like, oh, well, you're doing this wrong, or well, your color this and that, and
Yep.
like, it's all perspective, and art is art, and
So
no one can
real.
tell you what is right and what is wrong. So
So real, bro. So to kind of wrap up, I was going to ask you, what advice do you have for future creatives?
um I think
If
my
you could
best
drop one
advice,
fire ass gem right now, just drop the mic on
I
these
think I
people.
think it goes back to my last point, where it's like, just create content, man. Like, whether you think it's great or whether you think it's okay, post content or make content, bro, and post it, bro. Because you know, I think what's the worst is when people don't post their stuff, or like it doesn't get
Mm.
seen, because like, I don't know. I think there's just too much creativeness out there that doesn't get put out,
Yeah.
that just kind of gets left behind, and that definitely takes a toll on your creative like block. When you're
Yeah.
not posting stuff and you're not like getting feedback, you're kind of just stuck. So I
Right.
felt that, like, when you're just creating, even if it's just like stuff around your house or anything, just to keep you like doing what you're doing,
Yeah.
I think it helps fuel that train, and like it helps fuel your momentum. So yeah, just keep creating. Just work with what you got. I always tell people, like, even if you don't have a camera, shoot with your phone. Like, the best
Right,
camera you have
bro.
is the one you have on you. You feel me? Like, you
Ooh,
don't you
wait,
don't need
wait,
an
wait. Say
yeah.
that again. Say that again. The what? The best camera? What?
The best camera you have is the one you have on you. That's not my quote. That's not my quote. So don't quote me. That's probably a famous quote. I've heard it plenty of times. So,
Hey,
but
well,
it's
you said
one of
it.
the best
You
ones.
said it
One of
on
the best
Poppy and
ones.
Friends, and I love it.
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, man, just do your thing. Don't let others hold you back. At the end of the day, you only got yourself. So
That's real.
that's
And then
it.
we'll wrap up with the round of speed
For sure.
questions, bro. You ready for this?
For sure. Yeah, yeah, for
You
sure.
got 5 to 10 seconds to answer each.
All right, cool, for sure.
All right. Day or night?
Day
Biggest
for photos.
inspiration. Okay, okay.
Like, artist wise, artist,
Whatever, however you want to interpret the question.
biggest inspiration. Fuck. Music is probably my biggest inspiration. I love music.
Digital or film?
Film. I gotta go film. Sorry, guys.
Is love a choice or a feeling?
It's definitely a feeling, in my opinion.
Mm.
It's definitely it's when you love something, you feel it. So
Oof, oof. Is art dead?
art, no, art is alive. Everywhere you see, there's a piece of art. This is art right here.
Hey,
Your
that
phone
is
is art.
hard, bro. I love that shirt.
Yeah, this is by Blue the Great. Shouts out Blue.
Shout out Blue, yes.
He just followed me on Twitter, so shouts out. I want to shoot with
Oh,
him. I'm trying to shoot with him soon,
Blue, you
so
hear this,
gotta make
bro?
that
I'm
manifesting right here. You feel me?
right here. We're about to tag the fuck out of it. Get him in it. Get him to hear this.
Yep.
Dinner with Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac for sure. Let's go. Watts all
Hey,
day.
hey, coffee or alcohol?
Coffee. I love coffee. I'm not a big drinker.
I feel
Coffee all
that.
day.
Waffles or French toast?
Waffles, easy.
Yes.
I
Cats
don't
or
even know why I
dogs?
thought about it. Dogs for sure. I love dogs. I have a dog. My
New
dog's my
Kanye
everything.
or old Kanye?
Easy. Oh, Kanye, come on. That's the
What's
easy one.
one
That's the
thing,
easy one.
right? What's one thing that you take for granted?
One thing, time. I take time
Mm.
for granted sometimes.
Weed or coffee?
That's a tough one. I like smoking weed, but I love coffee. Why not both? Can I do both? I like
Sure,
both. What?
if I get
All
Poppy and
right.
Friends podcast or Poppy and Friends podcast.
Poppy and Friends podcast, definitely.
Hey, bro, thank you so much for hopping on this podcast with me, dog.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. It was great talking to you, man.
Hell yeah,
We gotta do
bro.
this again.
Yes. Let's do this soon. We can get you the coffee and the greenery as needed.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let me know, man. We can set something up. I got like I got lighting equipment here at my place too. So
Bro, Make it
do
happen. Let's make it
something
happen.
crazy. All right,
Yay!
man. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Stay Gucci, bro. Have a beautiful
We'll stay in
day.
touch. You too, man. Stay
Yes,
blessed.
we are connected.
Create some stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Yay! All right, bro. Peace.
See ya.
Yay!